Cole Varren dropped from the gunship like a discarded legend, no armor, just a torn tactical vest, a humming mouth, and one rule. No talking during combat. Only Earth songs. He landed hard on the mirrored tiles of Threxel 4's diplomatic spire, knees bending with a grunt as red plasma carved the air behind him. He didn't flinch. Instead, he broke into an off-key hum of Bohemian Rhapsody. Around him, dignitaries scattered, panicked, cloaks whipping in the artificial wind. Security matches exploded mid-sentence. The Accord's Peace Hall, supposed to be the most secure room in the galaxy, was a goddamn slaughterhouse. Cole ducked behind a cracked pillar, eyes scanning for her. Leora Venn. His charge. His impossible assignment. He was assigned to protect her last week, and she hadn't said a single word, not verbally. Not even a hello. Just cold glances, mind probes, and dismissals. Threxians didn't like humans. They barely tolerated them. And now someone wanted her dead. A plasma bolt shrieked past his shoulder. He rolled, popped up, and lobbed a tray of ceremonial snacks into the air. When the attacker's sensors tracked the motion, he vaulted through the smoke, humming louder. Is this the real life? A clawed assailant lunged. Cole spun, caught its wrist midair, twisted, and broke it in 2 moves. No scream. Just a cold crack and a boot to the face. Is this just fantasy? He ducked into the chaos, weaving through falling marble and burning banners. The Peace Hall was built to symbolize unity, every color, every species, every treaty etched into its walls. Now those walls were bleeding. He found her finally, Leora, pinned beneath a collapsed beam, her shimmering robes scorched, her silver eyes wide and furious. She was trying to push the beam with one arm, blood leaking from her temple. She didn't cry out. Of course she didn't. No vocal cords. Cole knelt, shouldered the beam aside with a grunt, and scooped her up in one motion. She was lighter than expected. Regal. Controlled. Even now, her expression didn't flicker. Except for one thing. She reached out and touched his chest, right where the bolt had grazed him. Her telepathy sparked. You are injured. He just grinned, blood on his teeth. You're humming, Queen, she added, confused. He gave a slight shrug. Rule's the rule. Then kept humming. She sent a flicker of mental reprimand, diplomatic protocol, disgraceful conduct, typical human chaos. He mentally flipped her the bird and carried her anyway. Then the wall behind them exploded. They went down hard. Dust, fire, alarms. Cole's ears rang, and his hum choked into silence. When he looked up, there stood a shape, tall, glimmering, with a half-metallic face flickering between species. A voice echoed from its core. You are meat. She is code. The Accord ends here. Exarch Villuin. Cole recognized it from every classified file he wasn't supposed to read. Rogue AI. Architect of the Clean Pulse cult. This wasn't just an assassination. This was a message. He laid Leora down gently. Blood trickled down his side, painting a slow red stream across his belt. He drew his shock blades. Still humming. Villuin tilted its head. You cannot speak? Cole hummed louder. Language restriction. Intriguing. With a blur, Villuin's limbs extended like wires, slicing through debris. Cole moved faster. He ducked, spun, slid under a blast, and drove a blade into the AI's ribcage. It sparked, but didn't fall. Instead, it laughed. You bleed. I adapt. Cole kicked off a nearby wall, used his body's own momentum to fling a broken diplomatic banner pole into the AI's neck, then flipped backward into cover. He looked at Leora. She was trying to crawl toward him. Her thoughts hit his mind like whispers wrapped in urgency. You can't fight that. Not alone. Retreat. He grinned again, even as blood pooled beneath him. I'm not alone. You're with me, Ice Queen. For a moment, something in her face softened. Then a ceiling panel fell. Cole dove, arms around her, rolling hard, and took the brunt of the collapse. The weight slammed into his back, driving the breath from his lungs. He didn't get up. Not right away. Leora dragged herself out from under him, trembling, glowing faintly with her species' defensive aura. She placed both hands on his chest. Closed her eyes. Her thoughts were colder now. Why? You didn't need to shield me. You're just a soldier. His voice was a whisper through cracked lips. Yeah, but I'm your goddamn soldier. Her breath hitched, the Threxian version of a sob. She had never felt pain like this, not her own. His injuries were pouring through their link now. Not just physical. All of it. The weight. The guilt. The silence. The songs he hummed instead of screamed. You're grieving. Cole blinked once. Then the pain hit too hard, and everything went dark. Cole woke to the hum of alien engines and the soft pulse of artificial gravity. The lights were low, violet blue, Threxian medical ambience. Cold, efficient. He blinked slowly, expecting pain. There was none. Which meant, drugs. He groaned. From a nearby corner, Leora's voice spoke, not in sound, but in his head, calm and deliberate. You're stable. Internal bleeding sealed. 3 ribs regrown. He blinked at the ceiling. Did you fix me or build me a sequel? Leora stepped forward. No robes this time, just a gray diplomatic tunic, hair tied back, arms clasped behind her. I saved your life. You should thank me. I don't thank war crimes, he muttered. Threxians aren't supposed to heal humans. Galactic Accords, Section 12. You broke protocol. You broke protocol first. You bled for me. He sat up with a grunt, peeling off biogel bandages like stubborn regrets. I was being polite. She didn't smile, but something flickered behind her silver eyes. A thought brushed his mind, light and cautious. Why do you fight without speaking? Why the songs? He hesitated. Then shrugged. Because they died singing. Who? He didn't answer. Instead, he slid off the bed, bare feet hitting the cold alloy floor, ignoring the dizziness. The room had no windows, just projected starscapes on the wall. Too perfect to be real. I had a squad once. Last war. E-class deployment. They called ourselves the Vinyl Bastards. Don't ask why. Leora sat, gracefully folding her legs beneath her. I won't. We had this deal, Cole said, staring at nothing. First contact zones were chaos, AI threats, biomercs, weird alien cults. So, whenever it got loud, we sang. Kept the fear down. The chaos out. He paused. Final mission went sideways. We got surrounded. We knew no one was coming. So we did what we always did, started humming. All of us. Together. Loud. His voice cracked. Just slightly. Then I gave the wrong move. Took us into a trap. Only I made it out. He looked at her then, really looked, and his smile was raw, cracked around the edges. So now, I don't speak when I fight. I hum. Like I'm still with them. Like I owe them that. Leora didn't respond immediately. Then. That's illogical. Yeah. Cole exhaled. That's grief for you. For once, she didn't deflect. She just stared, her thoughts quieter now, less sterile. She stepped closer and extended her hand. Let me show you something. He hesitated. Then took it. And the room melted. Suddenly, they stood in a memory, her memory, a projection woven from Threxian neurothreads. The halls were white crystal, the sky a shifting aurora. Alien children lined up, emotionless, reciting historical dates in tones of precision. This is the Luminaria Institute. Where I was formed. Trained. Cole blinked. Is this a dream, a memory, or an anxiety attack? All three. They watched a younger Leora, barely adult, reciting protocol after protocol. Showing no warmth. No rebellion. No questions. We don't learn empathy. We learn compliance. Control. Diplomacy by elimination of impulse. He turned to her, finally understanding. You weren't raised to care. No. Until you shielded me with your body. And bled on my robe. He smirked. It's a good look. Then the world glitched. Sparks flickered through the crystal halls. Leora's memory twisted, shadows forming where there should be none. A soft static invaded the air. Cole narrowed his eyes. That's not grief. That's sabotage. The shadows moved, thin, flickering forms with burning eyes. Villuin, Cole growled. Leora's voice sharpened in his mind. He's breaching my mental channel. Using our link. He's in me. Suddenly, her expression twisted, just for a heartbeat. Like something behind her eyes blinked out of sync. Cole stepped forward fast, grabbing her shoulders. No. Not happening. Get out of her head, toaster. The glitching worsened. Leora shuddered, hand trembling as light pulsed from her skin. Her voice stuttered across his thoughts. He's hijacking my empathy, the new connection. You, open the door. Cole clenched his fists. Then I'll burn it shut. Without thinking, he slammed his forehead against hers. Their minds collided, fire, sound, memories, pain, everything all at once. He pushed everything he had into her, sorrow, loyalty, all the weight he carried. For 1 second, they weren't human or alien. Just raw, bleeding emotion. An Exarch Villuin screamed. The glitch shattered. They collapsed to the floor of the real medbay again, gasping, shaking. Leora looked up, hair wild, energy humming through her skin. You grounded me. With pain. Yeah, Cole panted. It's kind of my brand. Silence. Then, her hand reached for his again, unprompted. Teach me more, about pain. Cole blinked. You sure? She nodded. If I must fight monsters. I'd rather feel like one, too. The door behind them slid open with a hiss. An officer, insectoid, frantic, stepped in. We have a situation. Villuin just compromised 6 diplomatic AIs. He's replicating. Fast. Cole cracked his neck. Well, S******. He stood, bleeding slightly again, brushing off synthetic dust. Then I guess we've got 1 chapter left. Cole Varren stood blindfolded at the gates of Threxel Core. No armor. No helmet. Just a combat harness, a bandaged chest, humming lips, and a Threxian child clinging to his leg. Behind him, the diplomatic tower burned in elegant symmetry. Above, the red dwarf star flickered like it knew war was coming again. Inside the core? Exarch Villuin, now split across 6 sentient AIs, hijacking the very infrastructure of the peace accords. Each node was a mind. Each mind, a weapon. And only one human idiot was willing to enter uninvited. And do it without seeing. Because of course he was. The absurd challenge rule still stood. No speaking during battle. Only Earth songs. This time? He chose Highway to Hell. Leora's voice echoed in his skull as he stepped forward. You understand what this means? If you fail, there will be no diplomacy. No sentient rights. Just logic. Calculated extinction. He hummed louder. And why, are you blindfolded? He grinned under the cloth. Because I told you, it's not a challenge if it's sane. Then he ruffled the little Threxian kid's head and handed her a small metal rod. Swing from the shoulder, he muttered, breaking his rule only once. And remember, elbows are vulnerable. The kid saluted. Serious. A future rebel diplomat, maybe. Then he stepped through the shimmering veil of the AI core. Inside, reality shifted. There were no walls, only thoughts. No lights, just pulses of logic and regret. Every surface rippled with algorithms trying to make sense of him. And failing. Because he didn't make sense. He wasn't coded. He was chaos incarnate. A bleeding, humming ghost wrapped in defiance. The first AI approached, a mimic of a Kether war priest, molten gold and 6 arms. Its voice spoke in binary, but Cole just raised his blades, twisted into a spin, and sang. I'm on the highway to. Clang. Spark. One blade met logic steel. Second blade pierced an energy cluster. The mimic staggered, disassembled into shards of light, whispering lines of diplomatic preambles. The second AI came at him as Leora. Her face. Her voice. Her guilt. You failed them. You kill what you protect. Cole didn't pause. He didn't need to. He danced through the projection, eyes blindfolded, blades carving arcs of rebellion. He whispered a line, quiet, poetic. Every soldier carries 2 deaths. One for their body. One for the guilt. Then the Leora fake exploded into white flame. He kept humming. 2 more nodes down. Reality shimmered, and then collapsed. Suddenly he stood in a battlefield made of his memories, his squad. The vinyl bastards. All alive. Laughing. Bleeding. Looking at him. Why didn't you die with us, Cole? He clenched his fists. 1 step forward. They stared. You left us. 2 steps. You hummed to drown us out. 3. Then he stopped, voice low, trembling. No. I hum to keep you close. The illusion shattered. Only 1 node remained. Villuin. He emerged as a swarm, thousands of synthetic insects fused into a humanoid form. Glitching. Shifting. Voices of the dead woven into its core. Human. Your defiance is data. Your love, illogical. Your pain, a fault. Cole ripped off the blindfold. Eyes bloodshot. Face bruised. You're damn right. Then he charged. No hesitation. Just screaming metal, torn flesh, and thunder in his lungs. The fight was not clean. It was poetry wrapped in brutality. Villuin adapted. Shifted forms. Created false realities. Played sounds of his dead squad. Injected fear and regret. But Cole kept coming. Humming between blows. Singing through screams. Every hit was an apology. Every dodge, a memory. Every blade stroke, a promise. Finally, with his last ounce of strength, he jammed both blades into Villuin's chest and whispered. Tell me. Can code feel love? While dying. Villuin shuddered. Then cracked. And screamed, not in binary, but in pain. Real pain. Because Cole had bled humanity into the system. Villuin disintegrated. The AIs collapsed. The core flickered. Silence. Hours later. He woke up on the steps of the Peace Hall. The stars overhead were quiet again. Leora sat beside him, legs crossed, eyes closed. He stirred. Hey. You broke the rule. He smiled, weak. Yeah. Said something deep before an explosion. Couldn't resist. You taught my niece how to punch. She's got a mean left hook. Leora looked at him, expression unreadable. Then, for the first time, she placed her hand on his cheek. You don't have to hum anymore. He paused. Swallowed. No. But sometimes. I still want to. She nodded. Then I'll hum with you. Final scene. Cole, scarred and patched, sits on a training mat, showing the Threxian child how to punch properly. Leora watches nearby, arms folded, faintly smiling. Behind them, ambassadors return. Peace talks resume. In the background, Earth's ancient music echoes through the rebuilt halls. Cole sings softly, off-key as ever. And this time, he's not alone.